Hey there, gang. What you're about to see are my first 15 seconds of playing Midair. Yay! Alright, so, Midair has arrived. Is it going to be the Tribes Killer? Well, that's like going up to a dead horse and shooting it with a shotgun and saying you were a horse killer. However, this game has a lot of potential. The closed beta just started a few days ago, and I've had a chance to put about 3 hours into this. What can I say? I'm a busy guy. So you're seeing footage from my first 3 hours of play. So far, I like it quite a bit. It's got some minor issues and some other not quite as minor issues, I guess. We'll get into all those. This is just going to be a brief video with first impressions. But I think this is going to be something that I continue to play. So, Midair was developed by Archetype Studios. As far as I'm aware, this is actually the first game they've made. They've been working on it for several years now, and finally decided it was ready. I think it had either a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo, which I didn't hear about until one of my subscribers mentioned it to me, but it was way after the fact, so I couldn't pledge to it. Anyways, it's available now. $30 gets you into the open beta, which seems a little bit steep, probably. However, the game is going to be free to play when it comes out. I believe the $30 is because they don't want to screw over their Kickstarter backers. You know, got to make sure people that paid $30 for the Kickstarter aren't irritated when you let other people pay $5, say, to get into the open beta. But anyways, yeah, I actually quite like it so far. Now, I'm someone who never played any of the previous games, only Tribes Ascend. That was my first experience with Tribes. And this one is a little bit different than Tribes Ascend in terms of the way it controls. So, the way that it works is your initial boost as you're going up will get you the altitude. After that, if you hold in a direction and boost, it will boost you in that direction. So say you boost up into the air and you're holding forward and boost again, it's actually going to start sending you forward, but you're going to lose altitude. And it's a little bit weird to explain if you have only played Tribes Ascend, as I had. But I'm starting to get used to it after a few hours of play. At first I was just terrible, I couldn't skate or ski anywhere. But I'm starting to get the hang of it. That is a neutral thing. I'm not sure if it's going to end up being better or worse than Tribes. I think it's probably closer to Tribes 2, which is what a lot of people wanted, so, you know, probably it'll be a good thing in the long run. Other than that, the weapons are kind of what you'd expect. There's a spin fuser or ring thrower or whatever they're calling it. It's a spin fuser. Sniper rifle, as you can see here. There's a pistol. There's a sort of chain gun type thing, which kind of revs up as you fire it. And that's the only auto weapon, actually, which is pretty nice. I think it does the job without being like the, you know, chain gun or gas rifle from Tribes Ascend, which is nice. Or the LAR. Heaven help us. But, yeah, the weapons are pretty much what you expect. There's nothing too out of the ordinary there. And I guess I should mention, because we're in the closed beta, all this is subject to change. In fact, I'm sure a lot of this will be changing. There's no progression or anything in the game at the moment. One thing I've noticed is you seem to be able to stack on defenses infinitely right now. I'm not sure if that's actually the case. But you saw all those mines and turrets there, and then same thing in this next clip. That'll be remedied, I'm sure. Other things that are kind of weird, there's instant respawn, which means that if you kill somebody in their base, they will instantly respawn and come kill you. And then there's no regenerating health, which I'm neutral on that. I'm leaning towards, however, thinking it's a bad thing. I think there should be some sort of regenerating health, because it means you can't spend any length of time away from your base, really. Like, say you want to camp at the enemy's base and deal damage, eventually you'll die, probably sooner rather than later. There are vehicles, as you can see here. They're not incredibly useful, but you can do that from time to time. And then the other thing that I don't quite understand, I'm not sure if it's good or bad, is when you spawn in as a basic class with 3 weapons, and you have to actually go to an inventory station in order to get your full loadout, which is weird. I don't really know what the point of that is. I guess it adds another reason to have the generator, but It just kind of seems to slow the game down. Same thing with the health not regenerating. It slows the game down, which, eh. As far as the good things, well, in open beta, or closed beta rather, it has a larger population than Tribes of Sin does right now, so that's nice. Doesn't have a huge population, obviously, but it's enough to find 2 or 3 games, which is pretty good. And I'm sure when it goes to open beta and then free to play, it'll be more. As far as shooting goes, it feels just perfect. You'll see some blue plates in here, or mid-airs, or I can't remember what they call them. To me, they're blue plates. And actually, the voice commands from Tribes of Sin are all pretty much there. The only problem is VGS will make you say grr, not Shazbot. But, well, I'm just waiting for the inevitable voice pack to come out. So that'll be easily remedied. There seems to be a good variety of maps, and just generally, I think there's a very solid framework here for something pretty nice. As far as the business model goes, that remains to be seen. Right now, because it's closed beta, everyone who's in it has paid. There is no actual progression. You just play. You have everything by default, and yeah. Apparently, the way it's going to work is there is going to be some sort of in-game progression. However, all of their money is going to come from cosmetics, which makes me a little bit worried that the game is going to die within 2 weeks. I kind of feel like maybe a $20 upfront price tag would be better for them. But, you know, maybe there'll be... I think there'll probably be like a fast track thing where you can just pay one time and get all the you know, unlockables. Which is fine. Like, as we grow older and we have full-time jobs and that sort of thing, I think many of us want that sort of thing. We just want to be able to come in and just play. But one thing I also don't like is the aesthetics of the models. I don't think look very good. The actual game in motion and all the weapons and everything look great, but the character models, I don't like them. But that doesn't matter that much. The only time you really see them is if you're in your menu, because everybody's so far away anyway. So, that's my general rambling sort of impressions. I do plan to do more of this game. Hopefully, since Tribes has kind of gone away on the channel, it'll satisfy all of you. And I would say basically wait. Wait a little while. Don't pick it up yet, but it's looking very promising. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.